much did you find yourself, if at all, watching the kickoffs, other teams' kickoffs, in week one?
Yeah, I mean, a good bit. We had a chance to work this the whole offseason, so you kind of knew what to expect, and you kind of knew what was happening. And then the NFL made rules where you can't put the ball on the tee different ways and stuff like that, so it made it hard for the kicker to really do the trick kicks. It'll be interesting to see how it goes the rest of the year. It's kind of, you never know what's going to happen, but it's definitely a situational. If there's a good returner, why put it in their hands?
So you can only set it up one way on the tee?
Yeah, so you have to set the ball nose down in the tee
on
it.
You can't do anything?
Yep.
Huh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate you.
So if you guys were a bad team, we'd be having a different conversation.
Yeah.
This is a great team.
Absolutely.
So coming off of that Sunday, what's the process? What's the thought process?
Flush it and on to the next one.
That's
Simple as it gets. Flush it and on to the next one. You can't fix what's already happened in the past. All you can do is learn from it and get better and move on to the next game. Yeah.
What are the focal points coming off from this, getting ready for the next game? What are the things that you guys are kind of looking at, building on, improving upon?
Same thing. I can only speak for special teams because that's what I play. Special teams, we did a good job. We eliminated Cordell Patterson, one of the best kickoff returners in the history of the NFL. The returner really, didn't affect the game too much on punt. So we did a good job there. We made all of our kicks. So just building upon the pretty solid game that we already had and just continuing to build upon that every single game and each year. And like I said before, just flush it and move on to the next one.
Have you guys started scheming for Philadelphia yet?
No. We have a long week. And this usually Mondays are just kind of for a review and what you can learn from the game. And then once the review's over, you flush it and move on to the next one.
Is what happened at Cam Johnston kind of a puncher's biggest fear?
Worst nightmare. Have nightmares about it. I'm praying for Cam. Hope he has a speedy recovery. You never want to see an injury like that to anybody on any team. So I'm praying for Cam and just wishing him the speediest recovery, and look forward to seeing him back out there next year.
Do you know him well? I don't know.
A little bit. Kind of all the kickers and punters are all big one fraternity. So I know him a little bit. Shot him a text after the game. Didn't get a chance to see him after the game, but shot him a text and told him I was praying for him. And if he ever needed anything, we're a tight-knit group, and so we definitely want to let him know that we were thinking about him.
Chris Boswell had a step in and punch. Could you imagine if Youngway had a punch for you at some point?
Yeah, Koo could do it. Koo's an athlete, man. We're all athletes in this room, so Koo could definitely do it. Boswell actually hit a pretty decent punt, so good for Boswell. And Boswell had a great game yesterday. 6 for 6 with 3 over 50. That's impressive no matter who you are. And Boswell's been doing it for 10 years at a high level, and so it doesn't surprise me that he kind of single-handedly won the game for him. So kudos to Bos, and it wouldn't surprise me if he gets Special Teams Player of the Week either.
Collectively, there's a team mentality, and then of course there's individuals who
Yeah.
make up that team. Win or lose, for you, what do you do next? I want to do this. I want to be able to do this the next game.
Like I said before, I flush this past game on to the next one, no matter how good or how bad of a game you had. That's my mentality every single game. Just go back to the basics each and every week. Go back to practice. Focus on what you can focus on. Focus on your techniques, especially my position, and how you can try to eliminate good returners. We're facing another returner who led the league last year in punt return. So this week for us as a punt group. But each and every week, all these returners, they're the best. And, they're top 32 in the world. So you got to come bring your A game each and every week, and that's just exactly how we're going to handle it.
It was fun. It was a great experience. Kind of got a taste of it, obviously not being in there. But, I was on the side, when Coach giving the calls, I can hear. So I'm saying it to myself, so that whenever I get in, if whenever the opportunity comes, I know that I'm ready and I'm comfortable with it. So.
What was the most fun you had yesterday?
You said what?
The most fun you had yesterday.
Oh, I said running out on the field. It was cool to just know that I'm in the NFL. First regular season game, and the crowd they were super hyped. So.
Michael, I looked down there. You weren't sitting beside Kirk. I didn't know if you had a sort of game day routine that you do.
When?
On the sideline, he was sitting just between drives. Just the one time I happened to glance down there.
Oh no, I go by Kirk after every drive. Every drive we go by, we go through the plays, and then after we go through the plays, I get up and I watch the defense. But as soon as we get off, I'll go sit down next to him every time. So, but that's just part of what we do. We go look at the iPad, see some of the looks that we got. And once we get done with that, and if Kirk want to stay on the bench, he can stay on the bench. If he wants to get up and move, he can. And me, I want to see the game, so I got up.
Are you asking him questions, or are you just sort of listening in to whatever he's saying to himself as he goes through the film?
Yeah, I mean it's a little bit of both. For me it's like being a backup. It's just whatever I see. He's good with it. He's always like, yeah, if you see anything, just let me know. Just talk to me. Throughout the game, and that's the same way I am. Whenever I'm out there. Whenever I was a starter. In college. I was always telling my backups like, hey, I definitely want that information. I want that input. So yeah, we had those conversations about what we saw and stuff like that. So.
What did you see in the passing attack yesterday?
You said what?
What did you see in the passing attack yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of things in our game plan, that, we wish we could have executed a little bit better, but, as we went through the game, it's never as good as you think, never as bad as you think, once you go back and look at it, but we do feel like we left a lot of things out there, but, we did execute a lot of things as well, more than what people that's outside of our facility and know our offense, could see, But I feel like, it's like I said, man, it's always things that you want to have back, but we know we got a lot of things to learn and pick up and grow from.
Why was Ray open so much? He had 7 targets, 4 catches, had that big catch over the middle there.
Why was he open so much?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe because he's from Tampa. Tampa guy. No, but man, Ray, he comes out here and works his tail off. Kirk has loved him ever since. I remember early on in camp, he was like, yeah, man, Ray has it. He comes out, he catches the ball in practice. He's going to sprint 30 yards after the catch. He just comes out with that energy each and every day. And, when you do that and you're consistent with it, the ball going to find you. So.
Michael, as much as it maybe performance on the field, but is there a temperament that you can watch with Kirk? That things are kind of going not as well yesterday, too?
Yeah, I mean, of course. Kirk, he was calm and collect the whole game. He never got rattled in any situation, and, seeing that, I knew that's something that I was always felt like I was, or at least people told me, they always ask, how are you so calm in these moments, but, obviously for him, this is his 13th season. So, he's been through it. He's seen it all, and that's what it is. And I feel like he's seen it all. He's been through a lot of different situations. So he's calm because he knows the player that he is. He knows he go out there and if he has another opportunity, he'll be able to make the next play. So
Preseason, obviously, y'all didn't see any complicated looks from defenses. I wondered what you were able to see from your perspective from the Steelers. Did it look like a totally different game, or did it look just kind of like what you've seen in practice from your defense?
Yeah. I mean, they're different in our defense. They're a team that we knew going in. They're more a middle field closed team, but we actually saw a little bit less than what we saw on film. We thought they were going to come with more exotic fronts, more pressures and stuff like that. They didn't pressure as much, but that's really the biggest difference. We thought they would pressure more on the big third down, plays, but they didn't really pressure. They played coverage a lot. So.
What was the process like for you as someone who's been a starter now, being on the sidelines, getting those mental reps during the game and kind of still being active and almost like, playing it through as if you were in there?
I mean, throughout the week, the process is the same. You gotta always be ready, because you never know when your time is, So I always had the same process throughout the week. Come game day, I'm watching the play. I'm listening to it in my helmet, just processing it, thinking of what I'll do in the situation. Obviously it's different. Being on the sideline and you're like, okay, I'll throw it there, I'll do there, but you don't really feel the rush. You're not getting hit and stuff like that, So I do it as best as I can, as far as the mental reps, But you just listening to the play call, just processing it, going through it in my head, and just thinking about the things that I would do in those situations the best that I could, obviously without being out there. So.
Mike, whether you're relaying information with Kirk on the sideline when he kind of comes back, is there anything specific that he wants you to kind of keep an eye on, or anything that during your college career as a starter that you appreciated your kind of backups keeping an eye on?
I mean, we talked about it probably a week before the game. We were like, hey, Kirk, how do you want the sideline stuff to be? Is he a guy that wants to watch it by himself, and, just go through it, process it before he get that information? And Kirk's like, hey, man, I'm all in. If you got anything to say, just let me know. I'm definitely all ears. I always want to know. I want that feedback. I want to know what you guys see, and that's just shows, the player and the character he has. He's been through it. He's been in the league for a long time, and, he knows that he might not see everything, on the field. You can't see from sideline to sideline, so maybe he made a throw, completion, but backside is like, okay, next time backside, this is coming open. You know, you got the safety biting on our cheese. You know, so it's like on some things like that. You know, you could tell them like, okay, if this not open, be sure to click backside. If it backside, that safety, he's driving on the number 2 route. So it's like different things like that. You know, that he probably don't see. You know, he wants to know those things. So.